What up, YouTube? Kismas Primary back at you with another kind of predictions, thoughts on type thing, or kind of really more or less an announcement video. It's been a while since I've actually done one of these, mainly because there have been things I've wanted to do, but I just never got around to it, or also just slightly know that I don't have enough information, or just don't want to make a video about it because I feel like it doesn't deserve me getting predictions. But not for this one. This is actually one that I meant to do for last year, but I didn't. Mainly because I ran out of time, and honestly because I was kind of spotty about it. I really didn't think it was good or bad, but I just didn't really feel like making any predictions. Um, as we all know, or many of you might know, I'm a pretty big fan of Kamen Rider. I've been a fan for about 5 years now. And about this time of year, around summer, like anywhere between June and July, we start getting announcements or teasers at the newest Kamen Rider series that will take over. For those of you guys who might remember, a few years ago, back in 2010, I made my thoughts on video about Kamen Rider O's when the first episode had premiered. I had also made one in June of 2011 about Fours. I had done one the year later about Wizard. I did not do one last year for Kamen Rider Gaim. Gaim, I mean, he's okay. The series is kind of a bit confusing a little bit. I have to really go back and watch it a couple times just to figure out what the heck it's about, but I'm digressing. That's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about something that usually comes up around this time of year, and that is the new Rider series. Now, there have been a lot of speculation as to what this news guy is going to be like. Whether he'll be themed after what, especially after what happened with Gaim. We finally have our answer. The new Rider, I've honestly thought, just by hearing the name, I was interested. But after what I've been seeing of the toys, as well as the sleek photo sets, or set photos, whatever, I'm pretty interested in this guy. But really what I'm dying to know is what he looks like. That's what I want to know. But I know you're all thinking, what's his name? Well, we all knew it was going to happen eventually. We all knew we were going to get someone with this name. And it's finally happened. The name of the... Oh, something on my Mac. But the name of the newest rider who will take over for Gaim and join Tokyuger in the lineup is none other than Kamen Rider Drive. That's right, Kamen Rider Drive. A name that we all thought would never happen has finally come to fruition. Kamen Rider Drive. Now, we first got an announcement of the name earlier this year in May. We had no idea what the hell he was going to look like either, just that Toei had licensed for the name Kamen Rider Drive. And based on what we've heard from announcements from Bandai and Toei, is that this guy is going to be the first rider to have a car motif. Also because I don't think he's going to have a motorcycle like most riders, he's going to have a car, which according to the most recent announcement from Bandai is called the Touridon, which is a reference to something from Kamen Rider Ichigo, to some car he had. I forget what it was called, but I know that it was a reference to Kamen Rider Ichigo when he had a car. That's really all we know. The other thing that we know is that, again, he has a car motif, and that his belt, again, something that we all speculate for a while, is the Driver. Basically, how it works, or what it is, it's a belt, and there's little miniature cars. And basically, like, he attaches them to the belt somehow, as well as this wrist device, and that allows him to kind of shift into various forms. Based on what we've seen from set pictures, he has a very kind of drag, like a racer type motif. We don't know exactly what he looks like, though, because Bandai has really kept it a secret from us. The only thing I can really say is that a lot of people are comparing him to Kamen Rider Axel. And I do see some similarity, but I'm really interested in seeing how this series plays out, because I really do like that kind of motif of a race car driver. I mean, I was sold on Fours with that, I was sold on... I was sold on Decade, I was sold on Double, just by the way that their motif was laid out, and Drive sounds pretty interesting. I love racing. I mean, I'm kind of a minor NASCAR fan. I've always thought I thought that sounds pretty interesting. I mean, probably a lot of people are going to be making Speed Racer references when he comes out, but I'm curious to know what he's going to be like. I'm curious to know what he's going to look like, how his henshin sequence works, and just wondering how he'll really play out. The only other things we know is that he has two weapons released, one of a gun and one of a sword. I know that one of them is themed after a car door, but we will get more details on that as Bandai announces them. The announcement will be soon because I think it's next month is when Bandai will release the Tokyo and Kamen Rider Gaim summer movies. And as we know, with every Kamen Rider movie since Decade and All Rider vs. Shocker, that's when we get a sneak peek at what the next rider will be. So sometime around there is when Bandai will release the full information about Kamen Rider Drive, like how many episodes it'll be, when it will come out. I know with Gaim being a bit longer, like having I think like 52 episodes as opposed to 50 to normal 59 or 49. I think his series will wrap up in like late September, early October, but we'll find out as the series rolls on. We finally got Gaim's ultimate form, which is of Kiwani arms, which honestly I wasn't expecting. I thought that was going to be Kachidoki arms, but we'll wait and see. Based on what I've seen so far, am I excited for Kamen Rider Drive? Yes. I thought Gaim was okay, but I don't think I'm going to really go back and watch it again. I mean, I like the concept, but it took me a while to really understand. I'm even still a bit blurry on parts, but that's really all I can say. I'm excited for Drive. I really hope to see more information on him as it comes out, and I guess that's about it. Later, guys. I'm out of here.